It is something to be concerned about. If you take the conventional optimistic view, every time there has been technological progress, people have adapted and new jobs have been created and people have learned to do their new jobs and they have prospered and everybody has benefited from it. So today's laborer is much, much, much better than the laborer in the 18th or the 19th centuries, before the spinning mill was invented, before industrialization. Is it true of the next stage, with robots, with artificial intelligence, with automating not the physical labor, but the intellectual labor, when you can diagnose illnesses better than a specialist, when you can read an X-ray more reliably than a radiographer? Can I train the radiographer to be the designer of that X-ray machine? Some can, some not, in which case, what do we do? So I think that it is not a trivial problem. Our people are getting educated better, so we are doing our best to be able to stay ahead of the rising tide. But at the same time, in any society, even when you automate all these jobs, you will still have that need for a quota of routine jobs which cannot be automated, and which I think at that point our well-educated people will not want to do. So how do you cope with that? The Koreans have this problem in bags. They've got about 80% of their people graduates, but they are not able to find 80% of jobs which are graduate-type jobs. So there's a considerable amount of unhappiness and angst, not because they haven't had the jobs, or they don't have jobs or don't have education, but they don't feel that the opportunities are there and the aspirations are not met. So we are going to want to educate our people, and I think more and more of our people will want to be and will be able to reach that level. But how do we have those jobs and that structure of the economy where they can fit in? And the answer for a small city has to be, well, we can do that if we see our footprint not just as Singapore, but Singapore and beyond. And so you can be operating overseas, you can have companies which have a network overseas, and the thinking part is here and the doing part maybe elsewhere. And then I have a balance not taken within Singapore, but taken within a broader penumbra. But these are challenges which we have to deal with the next phase. I think it's far better to deal with this kind of problem than it is not to invent new technology and new artificial intelligence and be frozen in this where we are now for the next 50 years. I was once in Cuba on a study visit. This was in the 1970s. And one of the officials came to brief us and explain how they created jobs in Cuba and then put people into different places. And he said, if one day somebody invents a machine which will eliminate all those jobs, we'll take the machine and throw it into the deep blue sea. Well, he was only half facetious, but that kind of an approach hasn't led the country anywhere. Now Cuba is looking for such machines and upgrading and trying to modernize its economy. And I think that we have to take that approach, that technology will change, the future will be more challenging, but also will open up many, many opportunities for us. And let's get ready to seize them.